Hello there guys, it's Kelly here. We're on the road trip. I'm taking some much needed time out for a couple of days, probably until Monday. I'm just finding everything on the other side of the spectrum, not the parents' side, but with everything that's busting out, and there's a lot going on at the moment. Obviously, XR is still on the streets, Yellow Jackets are still on the streets, the Rise Up is still up on the streets, Wake Up is still up on the streets, and the pressure is mounting, the pressure is forming, the pressure on government to abolish parties and form an assembly is really on the places. And what they're basically saying, and it's Boris Johnson who's going to be leading the way on all of this. Boris is our next president, whether you like it or not. I guarantee you'll probably find that Boris Johnson is our next president. We've been saying this for quite a few years, that he was being primed to be put in place as our next president. Prime Minister, sorry, Americanising myself there, president. So anyway, I really all need you guys to really push this even further, change over your timelines and profiles for the forced adoption exposed. I've had a lovely conversation with a lady today as she was changing my tyres. Typical stereotype, yes, she was what's classed as lesbian. And we had a real conversation today about gender neutralisation, and as somebody who is a lesbian, she is anti the agenda. She is even saying, I'm a woman who loves a woman, and she is not saying that, she is any changed, sort of agenda. So we had quite a lengthy conversation today about how it was going on in the education system, and she also believes that there should just be a guidance counsellor. Pardon me, I'm absolutely downing the relentless. So she agrees, as I do, that there should be guidance counsellors in school that basically help youth with whatever they're dealing with. So it doesn't matter if, hello there Marie, sorry. It doesn't matter, sorry, my finger was across the thing. It doesn't matter if, somebody is going through battling with their sexuality, battling with relationships with people, battling with relationships at home, whether they're going through changes within themselves. That guidance counsellor should be open to everything, be it that they're transgender, be it that they're gay, be it that they're straight and difficult, challenging. It doesn't really matter what it is, but there shouldn't be an agenda push. She said today, all for, in classes, it being educated that some children have a mummy and a mummy, but they also have a dad because they're created by dad. And also there is daddy and daddy. I accept this. I don't have any issue with this. What I have an issue with is the massive big push that is going on, and the fact that this country, especially in the UK and around the world, is also now trying to normalise paedophilia. It will never be normal. There is 2 little boys in the back here. One is 3, one is 1. Very active with their penises if they would be left to do so, as all children are. As I've said repeatedly, it is up to the parents to guide and teach the children about their bodies, and also how to safeguard their bodies, how to say no to what they don't want. But this only comes when you come with a value. Are you teaching your children that sex is about making love, about, you don't give your virginity away, your virginity is a gift? And this is what we've lost. This is what's being lost. And, what's the matter? What's going down? What's going down? I'm coming from a mess to a message. No? Okay, where's your bottle, dude? What's it got that you want? I can't. Elijah, I'm driving. No. Well, I can't deal with this matter right now. You're going to have to deal with it between the 2 of you. Those ones? Yes, no? No. Right, well then what do you want me to do about it? There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. Shiloh's got something that you want, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Shiloh, swap, dude. Swap. Look, let him swap. Dude, Elijah, come on, because I'm driving. Let him swap. Shiloh, will you swap? Yeah? You take those, and Elijah wants that. There you go. Easy, swapped, fantastic. So I'm going to hibernate for a couple of days. We're going to meet Dean in London. We're just going to go and pick him up in wherever he is. He's got his art with him. And obviously tomorrow will be sort of 4 years since the day Dee and I met, and then I left Downing Street with him on the 21st. And it's been an absolute fucking roller coaster. And for both of us, it is D-Day time. It is just a case of this relationship will continue and we will end up getting married next year, or this relationship comes to an end and we are just parents for the children. So we're going to go and hibernate in a tent up in the hills somewhere in the woods. We're both broke. I got paid today and I've literally paid the rent, paid the gas, not the gas, the bills, utility bills, 2 waters, and all of that. And I've still got a couple of direct debits to come out and I am pretty much broke. A massive, massive big thank you today to the guys and gal that did my tyres today. As you know, I only picked this car up for 370 quid. So, I mean, it's a bloody bargain for this little baby. But it needed 2 new tyres and they fixed the spare. So ultimately that should come to about 75 quid. And they only charged me 50 today. And also my phone people, I should have been charged 70 quid today. They only charged me 50. So, and we took some birthday cake in for him to say thank you for the fact that I had my phone to take some videos and pictures of Elijah on his birthday. Otherwise I wouldn't have done. In fact, it's absolutely heating up. My mobile is burning. The joys to iPhone. But hey, it didn't cost me anything. 50 quid I think it cost me. So we're going to go and hibernate for a few days. So I won't be doing all my normal lives and stuff like that. I might do, but from a different point of view and perspective. We're going to have some real quality family time and reschedule and stuff like that. But need you guys. It's really, really, really important. I'm going to get Amber to whether XR like it or not. No, I don't run XR, but they are stems from us. As you know, even Greta was from Autism Women Matter, and the Wake Up guys came from us taking to the streets when I broke my gag. Did you just throw a crisp at me? Wow, thank you very much. I shall have that, thank you. But if you could not throw things in the back of the car, that would be absolutely bloody amazing. Thank you very much. Just passing one of my favourite places where I sort of grew up as a kid, actually. I want to keep my battery because my battery runs down so quickly, so I'm not going to be here too long. But I'm just passing, what's it called? Queen Elizabeth Country Park. And it is absolutely beautiful. It's a big country park. Oh, I'll tell you what, a minute ago I missed my junction and I quickly slammed on and hit onto the verge. And I had 2 choices. I either got back on the motorway and it was going to be about 40 minutes to be able to get back and turn back onto the road that I needed, or make a very quick reverse and make it back onto the road that I needed. So as I stopped and I went, ow, shit. Elijah went, "Are you okay, mummy?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Is there a problem?" I said, "Yes, there is a bit of a problem." He said, "Is it a problem we can fix?" I said, "I don't know, Elijah. It depends." And all the traffic was coming in really hard and fast. And he said, "Well, if we can fix it, it's okay. But if not, you're just going to have to keep going." And that's from a 3-year-old. So anyway, I managed to reverse and get back on the road. And he went, "Well done, mummy, you fixed the problem." "There's no problem now, is there?" I said, "No, there's no problem now." And he went, "High five, mummy, high five. Problem to solution." And that's from a 3-year-old. So gonna hibernate. We've got the tent. It's not the greatest of tents, but it's enough to just sort of pitch up. Can't really do much out. I'll put pretty much the rest of the money that I have into petrol, even though this is meant to last me a month. But here's an interesting thing. I've actually spoken to lots of people today about how much money they make and whether the minimum wage should be £10 an hour and whether it should be a bog standard basic for everybody in the UK to be £10 an hour minimum. Without putting up the prices on everything, that would make such a difference, a massive difference. It would mean that people could afford to rent properties or buy properties, and it would mean that people could afford the basic fundamental living. I spoke to somebody who works full-time in a garage today, and she only gets £950 a month. You know, I spoke to the manager, and the manager only gets £1,200. So I didn't realise just how out of spec a lot of this stuff is. If you don't want minimum wage, then don't have minimum education. But you know, it is a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy. Why do I talk about my finances? The reason that I talk about my finances is because I started in the media in 2010 as Benefit Britain, and that was basically how to go from 0 to 60 grand a year quite quickly, and then obviously I jumped even further to 6 figures a year, and it's a totally different mindset, and I wanted to teach that mindset. And my so-called revenge for what the system did to me is to get as many people out of the system as possible, and live independent. So that's what I'm planning to do. So anyway, what are you doing? I'm now heading through sort of my hometown area. So hello to a few people who live in Farnham and around this sort of area. I'm literally sort of on the A3 at the moment. So I will pass like Farnham, Guildford, Aldershot, all those sort of areas where I pretty much, you know, spent the majority of my childhood. I'll pass the junction in a minute. What's going on? This is a cricket bat and ball. You want the ball out? Ball. Always wants balls. He's obsessed with balls. There's your ball. Yeah, what was I going to say? In fact, actually, I passed the junction from where I was pinned down by those 6 lads and a girl and raped when I was 11 as well. I always pass it. It annoys the fuck out of me. Headley Country Park. I was playing at the swimming pool down there when I was a kid. On the way back it happened. So literally heading off. I might post a few pictures, but I'm not going to be responding to anything to do with the campaign or cause. Amber's on it if there is any articles that need to go out, if anything needs to be responded to. Lisa has been paid this morning. So if Lisa trolls me to say that I don't pay my bills and shit, there was never ever an issue with it, but it's a debt that I've ended up with for going to London to speak for everybody. So this has to change. It has to change. I can't keep taking the consequences of doing this in this level. And that also says to me that I'm not slightly aligned as well, because whenever I'm aligned with the Lord, I'm blessed very well. So this was obviously the right thing to do today, because it's moved very easy, very simple. And even Dean has got used to not saying certain things to me when I'm en route. Hey, enough of that. Like last time I come to London, he said, "Oh, don't be late, Kelly." And if you say something to me like that, it creates a high level of anxiety. So he actually said to me, "I see you soon, take it easy, and you know, no worries, no rush." And that means that this drive is going to be very easy for me. But if he had said, "Oh, don't be ages, blah, 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 blah," it would have put me in complete anxiety and panic. It triggers and traumas me, because I don't know what consequences I'm going to get if I'm late. And it's just and it doesn't mean Dean is that person. It just means that I've spent a lot of years of my life being punished for being late, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So I've got the tent in the back. My car is absolutely packed up and jammed up with just anything and everything, just to see how it is we're going. I don't quite know where we're going or what we're doing. We are actually looking to see if there's anything worth going. We did talk about going on camp in London, really. But the arrests are going to go quite hard and fast tonight and tomorrow. So, and obviously the arrestables are the arrestables. Police know who the arrestables are. When you're on camp, you are an observer, a legal assistant, an arrestable, or a residual. and they know the difference between people who just come along and see it as a festival to those who are holding the fort. So I don't know. I'm a bit dubious. Obviously, there are kids on site. There are a lot of kids on site, but this side of the network haven't experienced the level of having removed children yet. However, what they are not aware of is the police are literally taking note of every child that is involved in this, even the children that are protesting and marching. Now, it's being done in such a mass number that there's nothing they can really do. There were 60 arrests yesterday. I mean, what they're going to do? Seriously, what they're going to do? Our prisons are full enough as it is. In fact, that lady I was talking to today was an ex-prison officer, and we had a right conversation about this diagnosis and trauma, and she went, hallelujah, someone is finally saying it. And it's what I've been saying since I started in my psychological degree. I've been arguing all the way through that all these branches of the trees and so-called diagnosis are just systemic of trauma. And this is something that I really want to push within the system to be changed, because you're not borderline personality. It just means you don't know yourself. You're not bipolar. It just means you're bridging up and down between your confidence. You need to work on your self-esteem. And you're not narcissistic. You just got trust issues. And it all stems from trauma. It's as simple as that. So if the system dealt with everything as trauma and identified what that trauma was, and rather than constantly making it your personality, a person who was sexually abused and is a victim of sexual abuse is not a sexual abuse victim. My name is Kelly. I'm a human being. What I have been through doesn't define me. What I have, there you go, Borden. What I have, I love this little army thing, it's quite cool. But what has happened to me is not who I am. It's just what's happened to me. But things change you. But they only change you if you let them change you. And what I always say to everybody is, you can't change what happened. I can't change what happened yesterday with making it for Elijah's birthday. I can't necessarily change how I felt about it, but what I can change is what it meant to me, and deal with that, and that's what we're going to go and talk about. And it's exactly the same with everything else. You can go through as many beatings, rapes, assaults, multiple rapes, and you can choose, and it is a choice, you can choose to be a victim, or you can choose to be a victor. And it is a choice. You can choose to go down with all of the shit that's been put on you and allow it to suppress you, depress you, and completely turn your life upside down. Or you can take that shit. Hey guys, what's going on? What are you trying to get? What are you trying to get? What's this? Ball. Ball. Don't hit him with a cricket bat, please. That really doesn't work for me right now. I know it is a soft, spongy cricket bat, but it still hurts. Has he got his bottle, darling? Elijah, has he got his bottle?
Yeah.
Alright, it takes us a few more crisps. He seems to have thrown them somewhere. So yeah, I mean, if you allow it to define you, if you allow, you know, and I'm still learning to not allow for people to steal my energy and joy and put me in bad moods. And it's still a hard thing to do, because I am dealing with complex trauma and grief. I do find it offensive, and it does hurt, and it does upset me, and it is very, very difficult skill to do. But if you can literally be in the middle of a storm and not allow the storm to crush you, then, you know, life becomes very much easier for you. So before I go, because my kids are screaming for something, I might have to pull over and sort whatever's going on out. What's the matter? Road trip. Anyway, before I go, I love to play Radio Lord. So here we go. What is the Lord going to be telling us next? It looks like I'm going off for a couple of days of put on, ready for September. I've just come back in Signal, so I don't know what you've heard, what you haven't heard. So basically, we need an absolute bombardment of letters, emails, anything to help get the message out, and we're going to need absolutely bloody everybody. The plan is to get a daisy chain around Parliament of every single person to prevent them from coming back into Parliament on the 3rd. Can we pull it off? Potentially. Excuse me! There are turrets, there are other ways in, but what it will do is highlight it, and we'll know where they are after that. So obviously I'm taking a bit of time out today, probably up until Sunday maybe, and I'm going to be with nature and peace and around water, let the boys play and refresh really, because it's been we've moved mountains this July. You probably won't see what's gone on because there's still stuff obviously I see, because I speak to Scotland Yard, I do speak with the EU, I do speak with United Nations, with agents of those areas, and I do get full first call. People do let me know. It really, really, really is important. Amber, if you can please, because I can't do it now, get any of them whales and get them over to this lady ASAP. I cannot respond, I cannot do everything. Even if it's a suggestion, get them over to her now. Like literally, the moment you get off this live. Elijah, Shiloh, stop it. It has to go over to her. I just need to send the Facebooks and let her do it. Let her communicate and just say, sorry, Kelly's phone's been down. It's been harder than we thought. And to please just get anybody and everybody over, because that programme is going to get pulled. They've worked damn hard to get this programme, and we only need one Welsh speaker to pull this off. And it's going to really push, because it's not just going to be in Wales, it's going to then go out onto the other Wales. And then from there, once they raise it up, it will go out. But if we don't get this one Welsh speaker for her, the whole forced adoption exposed is getting pulled. So we need it. It's urgent. Guys, enough! Thank you. Chill it. So anyway, I need to get my sat nav on, and I haven't got much battery. Heading over to Ealing Way, I think, and then we're going to head over and go and hide for a few days. I've got a couple of barbecues down here, you know, cheap